Transported to someplace magical as we are live at Imagination Stage in Bethesda, where for the first time the Washington Ballet and Imagination Stage have come together to put on a production like you have never seen before. It is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and what's so amazing about this, it is dancing, it is acting, it is puppetry, all coming together as one. Every role is cast twice. An actor and a dancer plays the roles, and as you can imagine, this is just a feast for the senses. We are going behind the scenes this morning. We're going to transport you to Narnia, taking a look at that magical wardrobe that takes us there. We're going to take a look at the three puppeteers that operate Aslan the lion, and of course talk to the director and the artistic director as well, and we'll give you all of the information so you can come out and see this amazing show yourself.
It looks great. I want to find out what that snow is.
I know, right? It's going to be 95 today. Come here for snow to cool off.
Exactly. We need that in here. Thanks, Holly. Time now to say good morning to...
in Bethesda with some of the stars of that show. We're going to check back in with them a little later.
Yep, Holly is behind the scenes live at Imagination Stage. Hey, Holly.
Hey guys, good morning to you. And you know, this is what happens when two amazingly creative forces come together to form an alliance. We are live this morning at the Imagination Stage in Bethesda, where they have teamed up with the Washington Ballet to put on a performance of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that your family will not forget. And in fact, this morning, we are taking a first-hand look at the making of the magic. It's all live next on Fox 5 Morning News. Stay with us.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is playing now at Imagination Stage.
Holly is getting a backstage pass to the big production. Holly, it looks great.
It really is phenomenal. And if you're familiar with the work that they do here at Imagination Stage, you know it's second to none. And if you're familiar with the Washington Ballet, you know they also are the cream of the crop and put on spectacular productions. So imagine the synergy when those two come together. And that's exactly what is going on here for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And the fun thing that they're doing is the four siblings, they're all double cast. So there's an actor and a dancer that portrays the role. So with that further ado, let me introduce you to Lucy and Lucy. This is Justine Morale. She's our actor, and Francesca Forcella is the dancer. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
And have you ever been a part of something like this before, where it's double cast?
Never. Not in this way. This is very unique.
And so how fun is that, yet how much of a challenge is that?
I think it's a wonderful thing to be like double casted with a dancer, because you can really just like see how you your emotions are like danced out a lot more through the dancer, and it's crazy. It's like vice versa.
Yeah, the same thing. I learned so much from her acting skills, because of course you have to bring it to your dancing, and we try and like mimic each other.
It helps you both develop the character all that much more, right? On several different levels. Well, multiple levels is how they play here with this production. I understand there's a lot of magic that goes on when it comes to transforming ourselves into Narnia, and it all starts with a magical wardrobe.
Yes.
Of course.
Can I go inside?
Of course.
All right, I hear you guys have connections. You might be able to get me in. So let's go in. So we go inside this magical wardrobe, which Lucy discovers in the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
After you.
And once inside the magical wardrobe, what happens?
We come out into Narnia.
Just by walking in, and all of a sudden, you guys find a new place?
Yes.
Wow.
You can imagine what a 7-year-old would do.
It's wonderment for you all. So imagine, you're right, what a young child just watching it transform before their eyes. And all of us would like to transform into some snow today, because it's going to be hot outside.
Yes. It's great.
But just when they add this level in the production, in terms of, you know, you guys are doing your thing, but then the production's, you know, crew is doing this, does that help you express yourselves all that much more as well?
Yes. I mean,
the set helps a lot, because you can just begin to imagine it more.
Well, I understand there's even some more magic that happens.
Oh, yes.
And it all comes if you just happen to have a little wand, right?
Yep. Are you ready for some more?
I hear you have connections to the wand, too. So I'm hanging with Lucy and Lucy because they know everywhere and can get me anywhere today. So this is the wand, okay? So what does one do with this wand?
Well,
Point it right where you want something, and
right where I want something? That is loaded. Okay, wait, right where I want something. Oh! I want... a little gift just for me. Can we peek inside?
Of course. It's Turkish Delight.
Oh my gosh, it's a huge cup of coffee. That is Turkish Delight for me. No, that's wonderful. Very cool. All right. And so when you guys are doing your performances and you're doing your roles, do you feed off of the audience's reaction?
Yes.
How much does that help?
It helps a lot, especially with the kids coming in to see the show. I mean, this past week, it's great to feel the energy from the audience. With their laughing, they're clapping, and it's great. And sometimes the kids even talk to you.
How fun is that? That's how much they feel a part of it. Okay, well, if I wave this wand one more time, who knows what might happen? Because magic is everywhere when it comes to this production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Thank you, Lucy. And thank you, Lucy, this morning for giving us a little insight into what's going on here. And you and your family can come out and enjoy the show. MyFoxDC.com is our website. We have a link to Imagination Stage where you can get your tickets. The show runs through August the 12th, so you have a little time to have your summer fun. Coming up in our next hour, we're going to have more fun as I hear The Lion, Aslan, is showing up. It's life-size. It takes 3 puppeteers to do Aslan. We'll see how that works in our 8 o'clock hour. Back to you all in the studio.
That's a great space. It really is. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Holly. And more. Fantasy novel for children is coming to life on a local stage. Holly, good morning.
Good morning to you. We are on stage at Imagination Stage in Bethesda, but in essence, we have a backstage pass to their newest production, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Cue The Lion as we speak. Coming up, we're going to find out firsthand what it takes to pull this magical show off. It's all live next on Fox 5 Morning News. Stay with us.
Playing now until August.
Holly Morris is getting a sneak peek this morning. She joins us live from Imagination Stage in Bethesda, Maryland. Holly, this show looks pretty impressive.
This show is very impressive. There's so many dimensions to it. You have the acting side, which obviously is provided by Imagination Stage, and then you have the dancing side. That's where the Washington Ballet comes in. And then there's this whole puppetry side, and that's where these 3 talented people come in this morning. I've got MJ Casey, who is the voice of Aslan, Mr. Beaver, and works the head of the lion, right? I have Tracy Ramsey, and I have Betsy Rosen. They're both puppeteers because it takes 3 people to make Aslan come to life. Yeah. Pretty amazing. So what do you guys... Now, I'm going to start with you, MJ, because I know you've been a part of a lot of productions here at Imagination Stage. Yeah. And so how does this one kind of fall in line?
Because of all the different disciplines coming together, it's been more synergetic, and it's been a lot more fun that way. There are times when we're on stage and you know, everyone's on stage at the same time, and the music's underneath us, and it feels magical.
Okay, so you do the head, right, and the voice. Can you give me an example of the voice?
Well, it's also EQ'd through the sound system, so it echoes. But it's kind of just a more deeper resonant version of my own voice. So it'd be, welcome Peter, son of Adam. Welcome Susan and Lucy, daughters of Eve.
That's pretty magical. Wow, that was impressive to say the least. All right, so Tracy and Betsy, tell me about what you guys do with the lion, how you make it work.
Well, a lot of it involves breath. That's how we started.
Really? Some people wouldn't think that.
Yep. Basically, to bring any puppet to life, to make it look different than just a bunch of fabric and strings in some cases, you just add breath to it. So Tracy and I spent a lot of time working on breath together, and then also talking about how an actual lion moves. So we did...
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but here's what I was just thinking. We could stand here and talk about it all day, but we could really see how it works. And the first thing you have to do is get into it. Sure. So let's talk about that. How's that work?
Well, we need some assistance.
We need help.
They need some assistance to get into the lion. And so do you guys have to do this relatively quickly in the show? I'm thinking in a small space backstage.
I have like 10 seconds to get.
And then our curtain call is really difficult and really quick.
So it's almost like a backpack sort of that you've got.
Yeah, we each have a little kid-sized backpack.
Well, it's a kid show, so you know, kid-sized backpack works. And now I'm thinking, I mean, it's pretty light, so it's not super heavy, right? Okay, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Well, with the fabric and all the materials that are on it, it adds up after a while. Like in rehearsal, it was a lot lighter because we didn't have a lot more.
Plus, you're in. I was gonna say you're in it for a while, and so now it's all about the fluidity, right?
Yep. Right.
So kind of talk me through it.
All right, so we're going to take a run around the table for you. So MJ usually leads us.
Lead the way, MJ. That is so cool. How long did you all have to practice to really get it to all come together so that you all three could work in tandem?
Probably took us 3 weeks.
3 weeks, really? You make it look effortless.
Well, it's not.
We'll just leave it at that. Well, it's not. Can you have a new respect for the puppeteers here? Now, I know that obviously you all studied theater. Did you think you were going to be like making a lion come to life like this at some point in your acting career?
Did we? I think it's a real challenge. I mean, it's another character that the three of us get to play all at once. And I think if we think of it that way, each of us gets to kind of communicate, whether it's through the paws. Tracy gets to communicate things to gesture or to when she reaches out to in the combat sequence to fight with the witch, and also Betsy also how we sit. We sit in different poses. We have a thing called pride position.
Now, I was just hearing you guys talk to each other as MJ was talking. Do you have to do that sometimes in the show, or no, you're totally quiet?
We did it up to probably a couple days before opening, but since then we usually stay pretty quiet unless something goes wrong.
Through the rehearsal process, Betsy called most of our moves for us just because it's so important that we move at the same time and move together. Otherwise, there's like a lot of tension on the puppet if one of us is off.
Yeah.
Wow, and you guys have to be fierce, right? Because Aslan's like the villain.
We're pretty fierce.
You're pretty fierce. All right, I think it would be pretty fierce if I got to ride this lion. What do you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Can't you hear their enthusiasm? Yeah. Let's have someone ride the lion. Here we go. All
right.
And
look at that. You know, it's a pretty smooth ride. Smoother than I thought.
you're welcome.
It's pretty magical. I'm taming the beast here this morning here at Imagination Stage. You need to come out and see The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It runs through August 12th. MyFoxCC.com is our website. Tickets start as low as $10. Trust me, this is something you and your family don't want to miss. Coming up in our next hour, we're going to talk with the director and the artistic director from Imagination Stage and the co-choreographer and the associate artistic director from Washington Ballet to talk about how this partnership really all came together. Can we run on to Starbucks? Let's go. Pick it up. All right, no. Back to y'all in the studio.
That is simply amazing. Thank you so much, Holly.
Schaefer. Allison, over to you.
Man. All right, 9:19. Thank you so much, Tony. Still ahead, a first-of-its-kind statue is rolling into D.C. today of a firefighter and a dog. We're going to tell you what it represents after the break. And Holly is stepping into Narnia this morning. Good morning.
I know. Good morning to you, Allison. I have the best seat in the house at Imagination Stage when it comes to their most recent production, and you need to get your ticket, too, to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's the first time ever Imagination Stage and the Washington Ballet have come together to make an amazing and memorable and magical performance. We're going to find out all about it live later.
Damage.
Then the famous book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe comes to life at Imagination Stage. The show uses dancers and puppets to pull it all off. Holly is giving us a sneak peek after the break. Stay with us. The time now is 9:41.
The sound is sweet. Could be a witch's trick.
Very
People
mellow.
take it very seriously.
Yep. All right, Holly Morris has been spending the morning with the cast of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
This is the fusion of theater, dance, and puppetry, and you don't want to miss it. She joins us now with more from Imagination Stage in Bethesda. Holly, good morning.
Good morning to you, and we are getting close to showtime, and I'm not talking about our show. I'm talking about an actual performance of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that's going to happen at 10:30 this morning. So now they really are getting the stage set. The call is coming for the cast. They're getting some last-minute rehearsing in, and it is this wonderful collaboration for the first time between the Washington Ballet and Imagination Stage, and they really needed that in order to pull off a performance and a story like this. Janet Stanford is the director and artistic director for Imagination Stage, and she joins me. Good morning to you. Hey. And when I was reading about some of the comments that you made, it was exactly that. That The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the story is so epic that you've never done a full-scale production before until you had this collaboration come together, which made it possible.
Absolutely. It gave us a chance to tell the story in a really new way and to get the full breadth of it, which I think other versions of it that I've seen are not able to do.
You said it's the Shakespeare for theater for young audiences. What do you mean by that?
I think it's epic, it's universal. The the themes are very, very large. You know, it's about life, it's about death, it's about forgiveness. And it's amazing how even very young children respond to that kind of heightened emotion and world.
Well, it really is a feast for the senses when you watch the performance that goes on here. And part of that is because of this amazing puppetry. So first and foremost, tell me who made all the puppets?
A wonderful artist called Eric Van Wyck, who works in Minneapolis a lot and was studied at the University of Maryland. He first worked with us on The Never-Ending Story. I'm holding his unicorn, which is our first animal in Narnia that gives us sort of a sense of the magic that happens there. So he can move in many different ways. I am not a puppeteer, but I've watched it enough.
But you know what? That gives you an appreciation for the puppeteers that are a part of the show, right?
Absolutely.
Because they're acting in every sense of the word as well.
I think the thing that's amazing about this show is that everything that's done on stage looks easy, but that actually none of it is easy.
None of it. There's not one portion of it that's easy. We'll talk about effortless. That's what ballet is when you're really good at it. And when it comes to ballet in our area and even across the country, the Washington Ballet dancers are some of the best. We have some of them getting in some last-minute rehearsal here this morning, and they're being led by David Palmer, who's the co-choreographer and the associate artistic director for the Washington Ballet. David, can I steal you for a second?
Absolutely, Holly.
It's good to see you again.
Likewise.
So tell me about this coming together for the first time with Imagination Stage. You can be honest. At first, did you think it was a good idea?
We thought it was a great idea. You know, I mean, one of the things as a creative person is always to be challenged and go to new boundaries and try new things. And, you know, ballet as an art form has been narrative for hundreds of years.
Right.
But the reality is, what a lot of people don't realize is ballet started in the first place as a multimedia, as a mixed media sort of art form. And
so it's a natural fit for you all.
It's natural. It's kind of like going back to the beginning in a sense.
So you have this great idea and you're excited about it, but then you have to make it a reality. And so, you know, the four siblings are double cast. There's the actor and then there's the dancer side. So how do you make that all work together? And what are the challenges?
Well, the challenge is trying to make magic, you know, always. And that, of course, is the art of theater is smoke and mirrors, is, you know, transitions and transformations. And so what we've kind of done is we've looked at it from really a narrative point of view and trying to follow the storyline and make those transitions and adjustments to be something that is really kind of coming a little bit from the soul. The way we've kind of looked at the difference between the actors and the dancers is while the actors are kind of literal and present and real at the moment, the dancers are kind of an extension of their emotions, their feelings. It's kind of like in the cartoons or in the comic books where you have the little box that says what they're thinking. Well, you know, it's kind of, we can see the actor there on stage and they're kind of being maybe a little bit held in what they're expressing in a sense, but the dancer is displaying what they're really thinking.
Fascinating.
So, you know, it kind of gives us, as in film you have CGI, you know, at Imagination Stage right now we have BGI, we have ballet-generated sort of images that kind of give this, as I said, an extension to what's really going on.
David, thank you so much.
Thank you, Holly.
Love it, love it, love it. You will be fascinated if you come out and enjoy The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. MyFoxDC.com is our website. We have a link to there so you can get your tickets. It runs through August 12th. And here's a tip. If you come on the weekend, after the shows, they have 4 actors that are out in the lobby so that you can meet them yourself. I have to leave Narnia now, but the time is here for you to come and experience it. Back to you in the studio.